Welcome everyone to another live edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Live. I'm your host Will, and tonight we are doing predictions. We have got the predictions for WWE. I couldn't even get that fucking right there. That's how fucked up things are. Just now we go the new name of a pay-per-view. We've seen the card for this Sunday, which is fucking horrendous. So for Payback, it's fucking awful. It is absolutely awful.
We'll be wanting your WWE Network fee paid back.
Oh, tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it. Starting off, before we just get all the introductions, we want to give Gun Cannon big love. He's made this beautiful new image. Guys, you're getting to see it. I mean, this is amazing. You get to see us like this. So tonight, because of Payback has been fucking horrendous, $5 donations, we take a shot of German medicine. It's that fucking bad. As always, I am joined by the man who taught Ric Flair how to woo, Martin.
It's true, I did.
And we've got the Queen of the Ring with us, Kirsty.
Hey, I'm here to fucking win the night, guys. Just saying.
Anyone.
Right, before we actually talk about Payback, right, let's talk about the elephant with great balls of fire in the room.
Goodness gracious, other tired jokes, Jerry Lee Lewis. You just know that Vince has asked these writers to come up with a new punchy name for the pay-per-view, and then when they've all been shit, he's went, I got it! You sons of bitches! We're gonna do something the kids love! Great balls of fire!
It is fucking awful. See when you sent that to me and Kirsty did, that
didn't
reaction.
Believe me.
That
honestly, God, I was like, Martin is written or knitting, like he's pulling a chain. I written or knitting. Can you imagine knitting something and then somebody coming up and pulling it all out like the rage?
You'd stab them with the
analogy.
needles.
Exactly. You're written my knitting. It's
and then I'd stab myself with the needles because I was knitting.
The name, I genuinely did not believe you. That reaction with
I don't blame
the ha, that was fucking legit, dude. I was sitting pissing myself on the chair I'm sitting in right now. When I was going, I cleaned it, don't worry, it's all clean. But then later on Twitter, it was confirmed that is the name of July's Raw pay-per-view. Great balls of fire.
It's definitely a Vince thing. It's such an old reference. It has to be a Vince, like,
let's name this pay-per-view after my own testes. And when they rejected WWE grapefruits, that was his next choice.
It is laughable. It is one of the fucking most funniest things I've ever. This is going back to like in your house type era things.
I prefer that. Although I wouldn't prefer Great Balls of Fire. Can
you imagine? Fuck no. I just how they're all. They keep saying we're all about PG, we're all about PG, and then Great Balls of Fire. Come again, Vin?
Exactly. It is one of the most laughable things I've fucking seen for a long time.
It's just bad.
It's just so bad. It's so bad. And and then when I seen the card for this Sunday, I was like, do you know what? That is the whole reason I'm getting my German medicine tonight. So guys, again, $5 donations, always welcome, but to help, we are German medicine to help me because this is fucking brutal, and thank God I'm out of this one. This is the rules. If people have missed this, okay? The rules were, when we started the podcast, every pay-per-view, we had our predictions, and then we picked our matches, the winners, and then we always done a review on the Monday, our reaction, so to speak, and then we accumulated who was like winning. So this is carried on, and with Kirsty joining, we kept it going, but WrestleMania came a draw. So what we were doing for WrestleMania was going to crown the first Smacked Up Wrestling champion, and I'll just draw them a belt or something. Or I'll give them a Levi's belt. I don't know anything I've got.
God, the stakes are so fucking high.
Or okay, I'll go and buy.
You can fucking have it.
No, I'll go to Toys R Us and I'll get the IC belt or something.
Oh, yeah, it's plastic.
Ah well,
It's the weight
it's
class,
not.
yeah.
It's like it's no completely plastic now. It's not like that. Remember the old
Oh,
ones?
there's some rubber in there.
Here, if I could get my old Austin belt out my mum's loft, the foam one, they were brilliant. I loved their belts.
Aye. To batter people endlessly.
Oh, that was always the best laugh
See,
growing
that
up.
was the great thing with the foam ones. You could hit your brothers over the head and it wouldn't matter. See, the plastic ones, the amount of times I jabbed my wee brothers in the eyes by mistake.
Aye,
Like-
mistake.
Going for the eyes.
But
Kill
Kirsty's leaving that. Like I've got the Edge replica spinner, and that weighs a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the John Cena US title replica spinner, weighs a ton. Fuck getting hurt with them.
Aye.
So basically, because of WrestleMania being a draw, we put it down
I should
to
have won.
no.
No,
We
you
put it down to the
No.
public to pick a winner. Who needed to win? Your family
Public
picked you.
did not.
They were the only comments, right? Listen, the comments saying about who won were for me.
Look, if you're going to be that fixated on how you won when you didn't, you're not going to win now.
Well, I think it might be a draw game because the fucking card's awful.
Because that's how these things always
the
work.
card's fucking awful.
One rule that I'll see if Kirsty will agree with, like, well, one of us will pick the first match first, and whoever picked that match first picks the next match second. So it's shots each. That way, nobody's copying anybody, and there's a certain logic to it. It just sounds fairer to me. Like, I don't want accusations for Kirsty come Monday that you just said such and such would win because I did.
College football rules. It's all. I think it is the only way we can do this because the card is so predictable. It is fucking awful. It is so bad, this card. And usually with the follow-up pay-per-view from WrestleMania, usually they're actually really good to watch. They're always really good to watch because then it ends the stories and then that's it. Like I know the reset button hits, but with pay-per-view wise and stories, that is the end. There's your reset button. So to have a lackluster fucking card, given what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, I just don't know. Where the fuck's the Universal title? Where is the Universal title?
Sitting in Brock's house getting shot at because when he's bored, sitting in his chair like fucking Elvis.
Oh.
Hence the name of the next pay-per-view.
Because Brock actually uses cannons as guns because he's giant and scary.
It is absolutely it's just so funny. It is just so bad. And I've just closed the link of the stuff I had to bring up the matches.
Control, Shift, and T. Come on.
Oh, I know.
Don't be an amateur.
I could just bring it back up. I've got it right. I actually had it right in the screen. And I was like, oh, right, okay. Right, just give me 2 seconds to bring it back up. And wait till I tell you, these kick-off matches, they're fucking bad. One's not even a match. That's how bad it is. One's not a match. Right, okay.
And yet it is.
Yeah, it's on the pay-per-view.
Fuck this company.
It's just so bad. So as always, guys, during the course of the show, we'll go through basically the card. We'll get our predictions. Somebody can take notes. And at the end, we'll take Kirsty. And at the end, if we've got any callers, we'll take some callers. But from now on, the show will be at a 10:15 setting on a Wednesday, and that is also 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. And on the prediction show and reaction, it will be the same time on a Friday and Monday. Tonight we had to go a little bit late tonight. But not to worry about that.
I had a good reason. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later because when you sent me the message about what you seen, that sounded really good.
Fucking brilliant. I had so much fun tonight. But anyway.
So wrestling.
So
yes.
So as you know, people, if you wish to get into the waiting to call, the Discord link's down below. Just like and share the video. Let everybody know that we are live. And let's kick off with literally the kick-off shows. So straight away we've got Enzo Big Cass versus Luke Gallows, Carol Anderson. Can I give two fucks? Can you give two fucks?
Right, who's going first?
Are we adding the kick-off show in?
Well, I don't mind either way.
Right.
It's Kirsty's choice.
2 seconds. I count the 1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3,
4,
4,
5, 6.
8 matches all in,
matches.
7 on the main show. I think we shouldn't use the pre-show one because then
It's 7.
it's less likely to be a draw.
Aye.
Right. Okay. Right. So we don't really give a fuck who's going to win that.
Right.
Enzo's going to get
Fuck them in the bin.
Enzo's going to get broke anyhow, and Big Cass will win a 2-on-1. It's a set.
Aye, if they're
Saying that,
squashing superior wrestlers.
With Finn and Miz having that segment also, it's a pre-show for the Bullet Club, and that's fucking.
Oh fuck! I
annoying.
forgot that was on the pre-show as well.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
Why the hell is? Oh, do you know what? No, I'm not going to get wound up. That's how I'll lose.
No, but that's what I'm thinking. It's like he must still. Obviously, he's still not
Finn
properly
Balor
cleared.
is not a curtain jerker.
No.
Neil's Miz, for
No.
that matter, based in his last year.
That's what I'm saying. Seeing the minute I seen this card, I was like, "What the fuck, WWE? What the fuck?" It's bad enough with some of the matches on it, but come on to fuck. Do you know
To
what I
put
mean?
Finn Balor on the pre-show and not even have him wrestling. Like, it's one thing to have him on the pre-show, that's low and annoying and infuriating all in one go, but to have him wrestling, the only thing I can think of is that he's maybe not recovered as well for that concussion.
Aye. Aye, absolutely. And they're playing it safe with him.
Aye, and if that's the case, then bravo, play safe. But again, why even have him there to have me bitch?
Aye, why
about
is he
being
not just
there?
resting?
Aye,
If he's not in a
send him
position
in.
to fight, he's still going to get paid. He's like guarantee.
Mhm.
But he'll probably get paid for being on Miz TV anyway, less to travel. There's just you don't need to have him there if he's no capable right now. It's okay to just give the guy a couple of weeks, run promo videos like you did for Roman.
Aye.
Mhm.
And apparently
Anyway.
Roman was there on Monday. They just
Aye.
didn't use him.
Well, I'm okay with that because I'd rather they sell
Same.
that beating.
But I still think it's really shitty that literally a week after his brothers died, they're like, "No, you're going to be here. You're not going to do anything, but just
Well,
in case."
It might have been his choice. It's no
Yeah,
fair to say.
it was like, was it Daniel Bryan when his dad passed? He actually
Aye, he
won.
was.
It happened on. It actually happened on one of the live. It happened on before a live show, if I remember. He took that
Aye,
night, but
and
then he wanted to come back because he just had to keep his
Because he
mind off.
just didn't want to think about it, and sometimes that's
I know. I like
just
when
what
when my dad died, I went straight back to college. He died on the Saturday, and on Monday I was back at college because I couldn't. So I do get that, but it feels wrong.
I was just going to say, since this has got so fucking depressing, I would like to cheer us all up if I
Aye.
can find it with the synopsis for the Vince McMahon biopic, which leaked yesterday and, in fact, contained basically fuck all of his real life.
Oh,
Ah!
Now, if I can find the link, there was a good bit. Now, Sony TriStar are making this, right?
Oh, fuck.
It's been floating about for a while. Vince never gave any permission. It was basically not going anywhere until they rewrote it. The two guys that had made it, they took it to WWE Films and Vince himself. And the only reason that it's going anywhere is because it is pretty much a complete work of fiction. So, I'm just going to give you a rundown. Might take 10-15 minutes. Please bear with me. I swear to Christ, I am not making this up. I can link it through our Twitter and our Facebook if you don't believe me. And I don't for 1 second blame any of you for thinking this is fake, because my fucking God. Right? So, with that disclaimer,
Well,
let us
mate,
begin.
it'll probably be on the fucking pay-per-view card anyhow.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So, if you'll please sit down, grab a drink, and listen to the alleged life of Vince McMahon, as told possibly by WWE Films. We begin in the 1970s with Vince, already married to Linda, who is working as a waitress in a strip club. And Vince is frustrated by his different jobs not going anywhere. His frustration is then doubled by the fact that when he visits his dad, Vince Sr., who is presented as an old-timey wrestling promoter, swearing every scene he talks and talking down to Vince, right? And his WWF is playing to half-empty buildings. Vince goes to see him and he implores his dad. The audience doesn't want wrestling. They want drama, they want theatrics, they want sports entertainment. And his father basically tells him to get fucked. And he also says that he doesn't want Vince Jr. involved in wrestling. There is a scene where Vince is exiled to Bangor, Maine to be the local promoter for Titan or whatever the hell they were called in old days, and is blown away after, and this, I swear to God, this is what makes it sound like I've put my own stuff in it, but this is out there. This is something someone's came up with, right? Is blown away after witnessing Led Zeppelin play live and realising through Led Zeppelin's show the lesson of how important lighting, music and production are to changing pro wrestling. Then there is a scene in the nudie bar where Linda tells Vince she's pregnant with Shane, and Vince declares that the mother of his child won't work in a place like this, damn it, and they leave. The manager tries to stop Linda from quitting before the end of her shift, so Vince beats the shit out of him. The script then makes it clear, and this is another quote, that Linda is turned on by what Vince has done. There's also a moment where Linda says that she and Vince could never be the political type, but maybe their kids will be. Next, Vince is brought in as an announcer once his father gets on TV. It doesn't want to pay, someone he'd hire a national union wage, realising Vince's family, and therefore he doesn't need to pay him properly. Vince eventually negotiates a $1 million buyout of his dad, but he has to keep Gorilla Monsoon as his number 2. In the early drafts, Monsoon is a big character in the film, explained as being what Pat Patterson was in real life.
Right.
However, also in the early draft, Monsoon ends up on the stand during Vince's steroid trial, playing the role that Hulk Hogan did in real life, as the former McMahon confidant now forced into a situation against him. However, a later draft has Hogan doing that.
I was going to ask how many African Americans are in that scene.
Right, never mind this, because now it takes a turn for the better.
Right.
Vince Sr. passes away during McMahon's trial. Vince
Right.
Sr. was dead long before WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Vince and his dad have a moment where they make amends before he dies, leading directly into a major scene where Vince, on the stand in his defence, has a big dramatic monologue about how government shouldn't be in the business of his and other blue-collar people, turning the jury sympathetic to him and clearing him of all charges. The trial sequences are described as being very the people versus Larry Flint, with the idea that Sean O'Shea, the prosecutor, was out to expose that McMahon's company was playing to kids but was really had a disgusting underbelly. And the craziest twist, over the course of the trial, Vince's infidelities are exposed, shocking his family, and after he is found not guilty, there is a scene in a limo with Vince and the rest of the McMahons as they tell him what a terrible person he is, only for them to then declare that's the makings of the next great big heel in the industry and setting up the Montreal screw job. We're no done. We're no done.
This is such a shit show.
It's getting worse. Or better.
Who fucking wrote this? Is this the cunts that wrote the first 2
I'm
Transformers
no
movies?
done. I'm no done.
I'm getting
During
my
the
Jaeger
trial-
for this.
There is a great scene where Shane and Stephanie in high school are taunted over their father's legal issues, leading to the siblings beating the hell out of their tormentors in a school hallway, throwing them into lockers and all, a scene right out of a backstage pro wrestling fight. The Ted Turner rivalry is then brought up, including the infamous "I'm in the wrestling business" phone call that Vince McMahon has recounted many times over the years, but Eric Bischoff isn't in it. Instead, in this version, Jim and David Crockett work for Turner, and they go after Hogan. Why? Why? Vern Gagne is also mentioned and featured in early scenes based around Vince taking the company national and stealing talent. And now we reach the reason that I brought this whole thing up in the first place. How Vince put his early superstars for the WWF together.
Oh, God.
Now, I swear to Christ, this is either the greatest thing I've ever heard of or the worst, and I don't know what side it's going to fall on or what drugs you need to convince you. In one sequence, the film portrays that Vince finds Junkyard Dog as a construction worker, Roddy Piper in jail, and Jimmy Snuka as a porn star, and transforms them into pro wrestlers. I was also told there is a scene where Vince drives Linda to Montreal for their anniversary and throws a fit in a French restaurant because he hates the food, leading to the owner coming out, Andre the Giant. The idea is that Vince, upon seeing Andre, brings him into the business. Jesus Christ. And then he steals Hogan from the AWA and then trains him how to wrestle. Sorry, it's just the fact that Hogan's been wrestling for 8 years before that, including Japan, and actually wrestling. But here's the worst / best bit. More than that. Steroid use, including a brawl, sparked or hinted at being sparked by roid rage between Randy Savage and Roddy Piper on a plane. There's a this is my favourite line in the whole thing. A draft of the film where Hogan is dealing with his steroid abuse, hurting his sex drive and shrinking the size of his genitals.
Oh,
There is a scene where a female wrestler propositions Vince, leading to Vince instead telling Linda in front of the female wrestler what she said, so Linda steals Vince, takes him into the stands at Madison Square Garden, and bangs him.
What the actual fuck?
When Linda and Vince are presented as film people who know what business they are in. Linda's one order to Vince is that he can do whatever he wants to present his persona in the company to the public, lie all he wants, but between them there can be only truth. As the success builds, the two marvel that pro wrestling can sell out MSG. Of course, it had done for several decades before that. And that WrestleMania will bring in millions, leading to a scene where they and Monsoon will sit there slack-jawed in shock over how well the show did. And then Vince gets lost in the success and sex and drugs and rock and roll that come with it, which is played up until he realises how badly he's hurt Linda. And here comes my favourite line in the whole thing. There is a scene between Randy Savage and Vince where they talk about how Savage is popular with young women the same age as Stephanie, leading Randy to tell... Oh, sorry, that just cracks me up. I mean, his real life is a better film. Iron Sheik's real life, having been, the bodyguard for the Shah of Iran in the Olympics and blah, 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 and escaping the country and before getting assassinated. So, yes, this is the WWE sanctioned version of Vince McMahon's life. And apparently there's a disclaimer at the start that says this is as real as any pro wrestling show. This is what's leading me to believe that this is possibly the greatest bad film ever made since The Room.
Oh, but The Room's epic.
Aye, for all the wrong reasons, and I think this...
How's your sex life, Martin? How's your sex life?
Hi, Mark.
I did not kill her. I did not kill her. Oh, hi, Mark. Right.
I'm completely...
So, what do you think of that? Who should play Vince?
Tommy Wiseau.
Nicolas Cage.
Hi, I'm Vince McMahon. Hey, Hulk, how are you?
Hey, doggy.
Hey, Junkyard Doggy.
No, it should be the most hated man on the internet, and it should be Nicolas Cage.
What, you mean Keemstar?
Not hated.
It's so as hated.
I thought you meant that wank that does the YouTube drama news.
Aye, Keemstar.
Aye, that's
Oh
his
my
name.
god.
That wank is a much better name. He should use that.
Mhm.
That is just fucking insane for a story.
I know. I had to share it.
But you want to know something? It is still, that story was still miles better than this fucking kilt.
I'm telling you, you get me the right drugs and I'll sit through that bloody film.
This fucking dude, I'll probably end up watching it as well.
I
No, I
will.
Oh,
mean,
hell yes. Everybody will. We'll hate every second. And we'll have a podcast about it.
It's the fucking timeline that's really getting me. Like,
But-
I can take
I
the
know,
over exaggeration, but it's the timeline. I'm like,
Never mind over the exaggeration.
No.
The flat out lies.
no.
I
See,
will-
see if you want.
Like, no, wait a minute. Jimmy Snooker's a porn star, whereas the real Jimmy Snooker pretended he couldn't speak English so that Vince could get him off a murder. Allegedly.
allegedly.
A
This
briefcase full of cash. Allegedly.
no. What I was going to say. See if you want something that is completely disbelief of like probably the truth. The story.
That's not a sentence, but okay.
I know it's the Jaeger already. It's the I can't remember what network done it, but the story about Jesse Ventura,
Jesse Ventura.
Right.
It popped up in my Facebook
Right.
memories because you'd sent me it last year.
or the one Sting done, which they got rights with, because obviously some of the matches he was talking about they couldn't use WCW tapings because WWE owned them, so they got TNA. So it's like in
Christ.
Canteen, like say 1992, he's wrestling Abyss. When Abyss, do you know what I mean? And this thing was filmed in like 2010 or something. Whenever he got redemption and found God again, it is fucking bad. But
Fucking hell.
it's still, even just talking about their movies, right? They are fucking horrendous. I would rather sit and watch all three of them than this fucking pay-per-view.
Well, at least they have a consistent. Well, I say consistent, but like there's a story that has been made up, start, middle, and end, and you're getting somewhere.
Even if they are complete lies and the Jesse
Aye.
Ventura one technically doesn't have an end or a start, it's just one long middle.
But
I mean, aye, but like, I just holy shit.
it's so
Who
bad.
plays Vince though?
Tommy
Give
Wiseau.
me Josh Brolin. Do you know what the best thing I've seen about it? And as soon as I posted it on my Facebook, the one thing I thought of was a Burns for all seasons. You know, and that drink up, Judah Ben Hur. You truly are the, king of kings. Excellent. That's going to be Vince's film.
Yeah, you need
The best.
you need Steven Spielberg's
Mexican non-union equivalent.
Senior Spinbergo.
Senor Spielbergo.
That was our best. That it was 96 takes, and that was the best one.
96 takes, and that was the best one.
But
That's going to be the film. Vince will play himself. A Vince for all seasons.
and he'll still get beat by a guy getting hit in the fucking balls.
I'd watch that film. Man getting hit with the football.
I think the best two I seen was Vince will play Vince because he won't want anybody else to play him, or Morgan
Triple H will
Freeman.
play young Vince.
Oh my god!
Vince in a dark wig. And HBK can play Shane.
Can we please bring back DX for this with the fucked up wigs? Can we please?
It's so bad. But let's go back onto track. Because
No, we've not decided who's playing Vince yet. Josh Brolin, because he's got a bum chin.
well, at the same time. But let's take a minute to say hello to people in the chat. I see Luna Blarp. I also see.
You're still here? What's wrong with you?
Oh no, they're loving this. And Big Daddy Land, all these amazing people are in the chat. Also, if you wish to call in after we do the predictions, hit the Discord link. Go into waiting to call. We'll get you just after we do the predictions. If you wish to donate, hit the Steam Labs. We're doing $5 donations for German medicine because, like we said, this.
Trying not to say porn there, didn't you?
No, I'm trying not to say, but the drink is. And because this card is awful. Right, so we've got the kickoff show. Kirsty, I'm going to start with you.
Oh god.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, and you've got the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Neville versus Austin Aries.
I think Austin wins.
Mhm.
Purely because I'd like to see that a wee bit longer, and with the way that the cruiserweight show is actually booked once you've had a match and you're no continuing with your storyline or whatever, they tend to just drop it. And I think that if they do that, then they can work in TJ and Jack as well somewhere
Mhm.
in there, maybe make it a four-way or something, because that's what the storyline is now. So I think for that to work, I think Austin wins. But I think there's some shenanigans that are going to happen to make that happen.
Right, so you've got Austin Aries, okay?
Mm.
I'm
So
going to be
let's
a dick and I agree. So it's going to be a game of silly buggers played, and Austin's going to win, but he might not necessarily leave with the belt.
Hmm.
right. So
I think
are we
there
do
might be some kind of interference.
are we still doing college football rules? So this is Kirsty's match, then the next match is yours.
Aye.
Right, okay. No, I agree. Like my vote does not count. I'm sitting out of this one because of the draw, and I lost. But I agree. I think Austin Aries is going to capture the title. Just the way things have been booked, and the way like he's had to overcome certain things in the beatdowns. Um, I think Austin will win. So I agree with the both of you. But the next match I'm looking forward to, in a sense, because I want to see Alexa win it. So Martin, you've got the Raw Women's Championship, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss.
I'm going to go with Alexa. Well,
Mm-hmm.
no, wait, no, because
No,
originally I
no,
was going to say because Charlotte's doing her turnover in SmackDown, but then you've got this weird sort of. It's almost like a habit WWE have. The person who goes over on the Sunday always looks bad the week before on Raw,
mm-hmm.
which makes this a bit awkward to call because, like, it really comes down to are they turning Sasha, and I don't think they're going to do it yet
Uh-huh.
because and that's also partly why they freshen things up a bit. If Alexa hadn't moved over, this would probably have been Sasha's to win.
Right.
She would have turned heel by now, and she would be going up against Bayley, and it would be easier to call because then Bayley gets her little comeback at SummerSlam. But what I'm thinking is we're going to have an Alexa win. They're going to do something at SummerSlam, probably some kind of triple threat. Like maybe Bayley will have an injury angle or an unsuccessful rematch at Great Balls of Fucking Fire. And then you'll get your triple threat at SummerSlam. So I'm going to go with Alexa. Now that I've actually reasoned it out and convinced myself.
Right.
Because I've not looked at any of this shit ahead of time because it depressed me.
Right. So you've went Alexa. I've went Alexa. Just for talking's sake, Kirsty, who do you pick for the Raw Women's Championship?
I think Alexa's winning as well. I think because it's in Bailey's, be all really sad and all that good stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
little dad will be there. They'll greet. It'll be emotional. All that stuff.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about as well. The fact it's in her hometown, and 9 times out of 10, you kind of don't win in your hometown. There's been a few exceptions, but I think Bayley has to drop the title, like for the obvious reasons we spoke about from Monday Night Raw. She is woeful on the mic and Raw. Right, I'm not talking about NXT. On Raw, she's woeful.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't look like a champion. To the kids, she's a champion, but when you think, like, so you've got Sasha Banks, you've got Nia Jax is just waiting for that belt. Alexa, yeah, but Bayley's the last person I'm thinking now, and she's the champion. That's how much it's like, meh. Do you know what I mean? It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but we'll move on from that. So, Kirsty, you have the Raw Tag Team Championship. Hardys versus Sheamus and Cesaro.
See, I'm really, really stuck on this about who I think's going to win because I think the Hardys will I think the Hardys will retain, but I think Sheamus and Cesaro are going to have a heel turn because they kind of, apart from the club, like I know the club are heels, but I don't know, there's something because of what they done on Monday and the way that they're kind of
Yeah.
no really wanting to give them respect, but gain it. But I'm not sure if the heel turn's going to come during the match and they'll cheat and win, or if. But I think with the Hardys just being back and the possibility of the broken gimmick being basically like air and done with, like it's like WWE can use it now as far as we know. I think I think the Hardy Boys will win.
Well, sorry, just before you go anything definite, in the interest of fairness, there have been reports also saying no agreement's been reached, and they were today.
Oh, really? I'd never seen any of
Aye.
that. Thank
So-
you for
I never
saving
seen
me.
I never
See,
seen that either.
I'm not getting accused of being a dirty player here. If I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you right.
I'm going to be so sad if I win in loss on Sunday. You don't even understand. Never letting this go. I think the Hardys will retain.
Right?
But I think Sheamus and Cesaro at some point are having a heel turn. That's
Right.
my prediction.
Right, I'll go for mine, and I'm agreeing with Luna in the chat, because Luna brought this up as well, and like when I said on Wednesday night,
That's a
so,
really good point, actually.
something's got to happen, and with some of the tweets like Matt's been doing, you've got to wonder, is this going to happen now? Right, bring them back in the WrestleMania moment. Right, Hardys are back. Okay, we can't use the broken gimmick just now. Put the belts on them. We all cheer like fuck. Give Jeff another title run. Be honest,
Oh, that's happening. Once they split up, that is happening.
Oh, that is
I'd
happening.
rather see him as the champion just now than fucking Brock Lesnar. At least then the belt will be on the shows to get fucking seen, especially a Raw pay-per-view. But I can see Hardy's losing and Matt becoming broken. I agree with Luna.
See, I think that probably is a good shout. That's what I was thinking did with him, is that's what makes Matt start to like tick, because I don't know if they're going to make him broken on Sunday. I think that might be a wee bit too soon, because we still don't know whether that's been settled or not. I think there'll be a heel turn, and then I think it's probably Great Balls of Fire. There'll be a rematch between them, because it will actually have some depth. And
Sorry,
just,
pal, that fucking name again.
I know. I'm trying to say it with a straight face, but holy shit.
Fucking Great Balls of Fire.
I think that this is going to go out maybe a pay-per-view or two, and I think that they'll actually try and build something other than 2 tag teams, belts, blah blah blah. Especially 2 face tag teams, it's really weird. So I think that Sheamus and Cesaro will become heel and do something, either get disqualified or whatever, and that starts to like mentally fuck with Matt, and then I think we end up getting broken Matt like either the next go home show or at the next pay-per-view. But if they lose and that's what sends them broken, I'm going to be bad about it either. But I don't know if they're losing quite yet, so.
Well, my prediction is Sheamus and Cesaro win by DQ.
Right,
So
aye.
the Hardys will retain, but because this is a fucking B pay-per-view, they're not going to have much in the way of story progression, because Raw has another 4 weeks to fill to the Testicles pay-per-view, and they'll spin their wheels like they always do. So they'll put the story over with them cheating to win again, and Shane Zaro will be, oh, we're so mad, and not shake their hands this time. There's your fucking twist.
That'll probably happen. That probably will happen. Next, Martin, for you, it is out of the next 2 matches, possibly matches of the night. Fingers crossed. You have the United States Championship, and let's be honest, it's the highest ranking belt on this pay-per-view. It's getting defended,
Obviously.
but
Unless you decide to main event with a woman. Lol. Right, so Keo and Jericho.
On you go.
So we know Jimmy's buggering off to go and Fozzy it up.
Yep.
So Kevin Owens is winning.
Yep.
So that's that. Kirsty?
As quick as that.
Kevin has to win. Like, if I came out the day that Jericho's contract's up on the Monday after the pay-per-view,
Didn't even know that.
so he couldn't even show up on SmackDown if he wanted to, because I mean they really could if they really wanted to, but apparently Oh, I looked as well. Jericho's Fozzy dates in America, all of them have the Monday. None of them are on a Monday, which I'm guessing is in case WWE want to bring him back for like 1 or 2 wee things. So there's no way he's going to. There's no fucking godly way that he's going to SmackDown. So Kevin wins. It just the writing's on the wall there. I'm still excited for it though. It's one of the few things I'm unexcited for.
It'll be a good match at least.
Aye.
I'm the same.
So, where's that?
I'm the same. I'm going for KO just for the simple fact we know everything that's happening with Jericho, but I think it'll be a great match. See, this is what this pay-per-view should be about. It's the rematches, which always happens. They need to finish the story, and this is like the one that's properly working. So, Kirsty, you have got your man versus Samoa Joe.
See, this kills me, right? Because see, as much as I love Samoa, he always comes in and just wrecks all my fucks up their entire life, and I know this is what's going to happen. Like, this is what Joe does. He goes, "Oh, Kirsty, do you like them? Sorry." And then just, I do love him. He's so good, but honest to God, as an Asian fan, he has just fucked with him for so long, so many, and I want to say Seth, but I don't think it will be. I think Joe's kind of.
This is going to be a draw.
Kind of cooled off. I'm sure we've got one that we didn't agree on, so it'll come down to that match.
Well, no. Remember, it's college football rules, so you've got to get your free. Remember?
Oh, right.
So I didn't actually know. I thought it was just a shots each thing.
Aye, college
football.
Aye, shots each.
Aye, but what you on about? You got to get your. Do you know what? Don't bother. I'll just keep guessing. Fuck it.
Aye, we
I
can
care.
put our things in, but that's how I started to be Kirsty. So she got her first match, you got the second, third, fourth. So you're even, and she's odd. See what I did there?
I'm just going to say aye. Look, I've had a long day.
Kirsty, you've wrote them down anyhow.
I've no, but I'm going to listen to it back later and write them
We
down.
can play this back.
Did I cheat the last time? No, I didn't.
Aye. That's
No, I
why
didn't.
we're doing this, because you cheated.
I will take the picture of the goddamn bit of paper that I had
Take
fucking.
a picture you want. It's what you're doing. You're taking photographic evidence of you cheating.
Oh, you're such a liar.
No, you're lying. Renew about your cheating. See,
I played the fucking fifths, alright?
plead the fifth all you want. We all saw it. We all seen it. I seen it.
Lies a minute.
Lies then what? You're lucky we didn't disqualify you. And I could have won with the two most glorious words in the English language. Default.
So only way you're beating me is by some fucking bitchy technicality, like
Honestly,
oh, your pals.
but that's a technicality. Me cheating's a technicality.
I never cheated. It was people go vote, so I shared it and I was like, guys, go vote, and then two people that knew me.
See if you didn't cheat. See you didn't cheat. This wouldn't be happening.
I get two, you didn't.
In fact, it would be a thing, but Will would be in it because it would be a new season. But you cheated.
See, so you're who are you going for? You going for Samoa Joe or Seth Rollins?
This kills me, but Samoa Joe.
Right, Samoa Joe. Just for talking's sake, even though that's Kirsty's pick, let's me and Martin just put our tuppence in. I'm going Seth Rollins.
I'm going Samoa Joe because it's his pay-per-view debut.
Do you think Triple H will make an appearance?
Not debut, sorry, only second match, and he missed Mania, and he needs some, he needs to actually have a match to get attention on because he's not really had that. He's done some run-ins. He's done.
Aye, that's what I think. Joe needs.
He's had a match with Sammy, and he missed Mania, which I might have said already. My brain's not working. So he needs something to establish himself as an actual threat, and running up to people and bouncing their heads off tables and pre-recorded segments is not the way to do that.
No.
I feel as if Joe needs the win on main roster.
Absolutely.
He needs this one, which is why it kills me because Seth is my want him to win, but it's Joe and he always eats them alive. So like 50 years.
So Martin, you've got the House of Horrors match. Randy
Right.
Orton versus Bray Wyatt
first-
for a non-title match.
My first assumption here was it's a Raw pay-per-view, Bray's on Raw, and you would think establish your new creepy heel, especially because he's probably going to be going up against Finn on Monday onwards. Normal logic would dictate that he would win cleanly, possibly, or at least after using some house-related silly buggers to distract Randy, and then he would go on to his next feud, and Randy would go on to deal with the fucking Curry Crew. So, well, I've refused to call them the Bollywood Boys. It just makes them sound like strippers.
I can't.
It does, though. It does. Anyway, however, as Randy, WWE always like to protect their top guys. Also, Bray Wyatt's...
You know, as established 15-year fucking veterans,
Aye,
they need
exactly.
protected.
Also, Bray Wyatt's winning percentage, according to some guy on Reddit, is 30%.
Fucking hell.
I thought it was
just-
less than that.
I
if
thought
I'm
it was
honest.
30%. So, I don't know what the fuck this match is going to look like, or this would be a bit easier for me to say definitively. But because Rando's got the belt, because it's WWE, and because it's Bray Wyatt, Randy's winning.
Right, so you're going for Randy.
Right.
Right, just put our tuppence in. I'm going for Wyatt, and the reasons are I can see Jinder Mahal interfering. Wherever this takes
Fair
place.
enough.
Wherever this takes place, because we have no idea what the fuck they're doing with this match.
The camera's going to pull out the room and keep
Oh.
reversing and keep reversing. It'll turn out that the room was inside the Taj Mahal.
Oh my god.
It is one of these matches we just don't know what the fuck's happening. But I'm going Bray
These are the
Wyatt.
WWE. They're probably still deciding.
Oh, I know. I think they probably actually filmed it probably this week.
Really hope they kind of do it as like a final deletion thing where it's Kate, and then maybe at the end they have them like coming out into the ring or something.
It's something
I
daft
don't want
happens.
this.
Aye.
I don't want it to be live and them to be out in a fucking house. I don't.
It's going to
I
be
don't want
blocked,
it.
regardless.
It's going to be strange. It's going to be
What
botched,
I'm
like you
hoping
said.
for is that it's going to be so bollocks it becomes a classic. You know, like one of those really, really, really all-time fucking awful WCW terrible gimmick matches, like Buff Bagwell's Maw on a forklift.
Like
That's
top
right.
10 gimmick, like worst gimmick matches.
Viagra-
of all time.
Viagra-
Like
Viagra on a
that,
pole.
Dustin Rhodes and somebody on the back of a truck full of manure.
That's right. That's right. I remember that one.
Aye,
This is going to be
that's
up
what I'm
there
thinking.
with that.
Something so utterly fucking just awful that we'll go back and watch it annually
So,
I
because
just
it's that bad.
so Kirsty, you've got the final match, and you have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Roman Reigns, a good friend to me and you. Roman Reigns. Sorry, that's his theme song's got words.
Oh, okay.
Roman Reigns, he is a real nice guy. Roman Reigns, good friend to you and I.
Some Wayne's going to be singing that somewhere, annoying the shit out their parents
Good.
after
It's
this.
already on YouTube. I'm not kidding. There is a YouTube video of someone singing that.
Really? Oh my god.
It's fucking amazing.
I think Roman's winning because it's Roman
Right.
and he's
enough.
just bet Taker, and but Braun's been on, but then again he fucking lost last week to Kalisto.
Lol. Kalisto,
So-
lol.
I
Sorry,
just,
that was bad.
It's
So that's
nobody
your.
really wins though. Like,
no, that's it.
Whoever wins, we lose.
That's it. I mean, I'm going with Roman Reigns purely because of it's Roman Reigns. That's it.
at this point, why would you bet against them? It makes no
It's
sense.
Roman Reigns. So, who have you got, Martin?
Braun Strowman via silly.
Oh,
buttons, whoever-
hold on.
whoever-
Sorry to interrupt me. Luna's actually brought up a good point. Right now, they've been stressing about his injuries.
Aye.
Strowman
Oh, that's
wins.
true.
Roman lost due to existing brackets injuries.
Aye,
And tell me they're not going to bring his brother up into this as well.
No,
though.
they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. This is not a Katie Vick
No,
thing.
what they're going to do is they're going to say he's going into this match, he can't do the spear properly because his shoulder's fucked.
And so are his ribs. And
Whoever Roman is feuding with next will probably interfere because Braun is going on to old Larry Lesnar.
That's been...
That is your main event for
great.
huge testicles of flames.
Well, now it makes sense why they're calling it that, I suppose.
It's fucking
Does it?
awful. It is awful.
It's so bad.
Right, so let's recap. Let's recap quickly, right? So, Cruiserweight, Kirsty's match. She's got Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Raw's Women's Championship, Martin's got Alexa. Raw Tag Team, Kirsty's got the Hardys retaining. US, Martin's got Owens, which is the obvious one of the night. Then Kirsty has Samoa Joe. Martin's got Randy Orton. And Kirsty's got Roman Reigns. It still sounds like a shit pay-per-view.
It does.
I'm not going to be sitting up to watch it, that's for sure.
As my team goes, I've got Austin Aries, Samoa, the Hardys, and Roman Reigns.
Apart from Roman Reigns, you've basically got the Impact Wrestling on your card.
Yep. I've got fuck that team, fuck that I will. That's what I'm on.
So guys, that's the predictions in. So the phone lines are open if you wish to go to Discord. Hit waiting to call and we'll drag you up. So if you haven't got the Discord, the Discord link, it's right at the bottom of the description. We are also taking donations if you want to hit the Streamlabs. All donations are welcome, and for every $5, I'm taking German medicine because this pay-per-view, like I said, is fucking awful. And also we found out tonight that the next pay-per-view for Raw is called Great Balls of Fire. And Vince McMahon's movie sounds...
Massive testes of flame.
And Vince McMahon's movie sounds fucking amazing. It sounds amazing.
Completely inaccurate, but like it's going to be great.
So guys, go in the Discord, go to Wait and Call, and we'll drag these up. Once again, I want to thank Gun Cannon. I've seen him in the chat for the amazing graphic he's done once again for the channel. The Raw SmackDown for the image you see for the Gaming Fall and Smacked Up Live just looks fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to go to it. Yep, we've got our first caller. And welcome him to the channel as always. The man who's created the amazing stuff you see. Gun Cannon, everyone. How you doing, my friend?
Payback. What looks to be an awful show.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Oh.
I popped in just as you guys were making your predictions for Strowman and Reigns, and I've come to the conclusion I don't care who wins. Strowman has this thing with yelling really loud and being very clear about it. I want him to get Superman punched and just look at Reigns and tell him he hits like a girl.
I do appreciate Braun's directness of speech, I have to say. When that man says something, you know it's coming from him and what he means. He doesn't waste his words, mainly because I don't think he knows many.
The one thing just to bring up, because I know, Martin, I know you watch Rick and Morty. I've actually now got into it. It is fucking fantastic. Guys, do you watch Rick and Morty at all?
My pal keeps trying to get me to watch it. It just doesn't seem like my...
Right.
It's amazing. It's like Futurama.
I've watched every season, I think, 3 times at minimum.
So
I think it's the final episode when they're going around planet hopping and they go to a planet. It's the sun comes up and it screams.
Yes,
right.
I've seen that.
So somebody's edited it so when the sun comes up, it just goes Braun. Just when I talk about Braun Strowman screaming.
Guys, just while we're on the subject, Big E says on Twitter, the most disappointing aspect of no longer being on Raw is knowing I won't be a part of the first annual Great Balls of Fire.
He is an absolute joy on Twitter, and he gets heat all the time for it, and I love it. I love that
His
he's just
Instagram's
done
amazing
Kel.
as well.
He's just done with caring anymore. He's like, fuck.
I mean,
It's amazing.
I think we're all in agreement. This pay-per-view, you could literally miss it and couldn't give two fucks what happens. It's such a
There's
bad card.
two matches that I do want to see, and it's Seth Rollins versus Joe, because damn has it been a while, and I'm excited to see what they can do from way back then to now, like how different the match will be. But that's just me being a wrestling geek and really wanting to see two really good wrestlers just go at it.
Well,
It's not because they have built it up for me, it's day two.
Well, no, that's kind of the general consensus. I think out of this whole card, that's the one match everyone is going, I hope that this is the only silver lining out of this this polluted smog-like cloud called Payback.
I don't know, because obviously like Jericho Owens is going to be everybody stop slating on them. They're amazing. I mean, they'll get 10 minutes at best, but it's still going to be 10 amazing minutes of pure wrestling action, and I think people sleep on the cruiserweights too much when they're actually incredible.
See, the thing, sorry pal to interrupt you, now just when you're just saying that, the funny thing is, like, we are making fun of this card. It is a pretty new card. It'll probably be a good fucking pay-per-view.
Again, it's all like improved rank. I'd rather go in and be disappointed than go in and go, this is going to be amazing.
Aye, well, that's WWE in summary. Set your expectations low all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, that will be pretty much predictable. Everybody going, this is just going to be a horrible show, and then going out going, okay, I was mildly entertained. What happened?
Yeah.
Actually, looking at the card, there's 3, maybe 4 matches that I'm like, aye. Because the cruiserweights should be amazing if there's no too many gimmicky moments in it. Then if it's just a sheer wrestling match again, I think it could be great, but I think there's going to be run-ins of fucking various amounts, so I'm done with that. Also, I can't remember where I seen this earlier on. I think it was on Twitter. Somebody had said that that 205 Live is basically using Alicia Fox as their mid-card title. I pissed myself.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well,
she's been passed around that locker room.
The only reason that she's gainfully employed at this point. Jesus.
It's a shame, really, because she's actually quite hot.
But she has... backstage, she is a nice person. We all know that.
Oh yeah, she does good charity stuff. But personally, I still think she's gorgeous, and you wouldn't believe she was there. Like, because she's been there so long. I mean, not like, damn that bitch, be old.
No,
she has the mid card title for 205 Live.
And
Noam dumped her like a piece of trash.
Right, sorry to bring this up. Sorry to bring this up. Right, why have I received a tweet from Luna of Seth Rollins' penis?
Because she said in the chat that I think she asked if I had seen them, and I said she mentioned one, and I was like, I don't think that, and I think she's accidentally sent it to you rather than me.
I don't think there was an accident at all.
Wow,
I think she knew exactly what she was doing.
Wow, I hate to say it, but that's kind of a dick move.
Oh yeah.
Also, what I've been assured is a bit of a letdown.
It's not even that. It's not even that.
Saying.
I'm on camera now, so you're going to see my reaction. It's like, why have I got?
Oh god, I need to...
Go look at it. I want to see you laugh.
Why
I'm glad that you asked for that camera window.
I know. I got a dick pic sent to me. It's just coming up my screen just now because obviously there's a bit of delay. That's it just catching up with me in my face. Thank you, Luna.
Luna said Kirsty sent it to Will on Twitter via DM. We'll pass it on, please. So you have to forward that to me, apparently, even though Luna follows me on Twitter and she's done this just to be, lovely. Thanks, Luna.
Thank you, Luna. And thank you, Gunn, for giving me a webcam section. Now everybody will see my reaction.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you. Have you got anything else, Gun? Or I'll... Have you got anything else, dude, for about Sunday?
Yeah, What was that?
You still got anything else about Sunday, Gun?
Well, let's see. They're talking about the Broken Hardy thing being done. I honestly, if that's happening, if they're doing the Broken Hardy thing at Payback, I swear to God, he better have a premonition in the middle of the match and just leave.
Of your condition.
Yes, he needs to have a premonition in the middle of the match, and they just need to walk out.
That's beautiful.
And get count out and keep the titles, because that would be fantastic.
Well, that works for Marty's DQ win theory. Know that you'll get anything for it because that's my match. But
I know that you'll get anything for it because you're right.
I probably are right, but I just don't see them pulling it off them. I don't see them pulling the titles off them yet, even if Sheamus and Cesaro win, and I think that'll be a heel turn because they've been hinting at it. So, and it's a throwaway pay-per-view, so why have anything special on it?
Yeah.
And the Hardys are a draw, especially to that fucking tag team division. They know the main draw.
And you know that their stock's going to go up if they did get that. If they did get the Broken, that will pretty much say they're going to hold it. Yeah.
I mean,
I think there's a good chance. Oh, sorry.
No, pal, on you go. All I was going to say was the minute they go Broken, the merch sales are going to go skyrocketing.
See, that's what I was about to say. The minute they get that Broken and their Broken gimmick and the WWE market that properly, they're probably going to be up there with like the New Day, if no more, like so, because it'll be an instant. Whereas the New Day had to kind of work to get us on their side, whereas the Broken thing's just going to take off. So it'll be up there, probably 15 fucking t-shirts.
Finally, I can dig out my V1 t-shirt, unironically.
Oh God, do you think they're going to know how they sell Enzo's hairpiece? Do you think they're going to sell mats?
I thought you
Oh
were
my God, that would be awesome.
Maxwell's hair.
I thought you were going to say they're going to start selling drones.
Yeah.
They're going to start selling those. They're going to start selling those Phantom. They're going to buy a bunch of those old Phantom 4s and say that they're replica Vanguard ones.
Oh my God.
No, what they're also going to do is get old rickety bits of wood and then write Skarsgård on the packaging.
Wow.
And I'll buy it. I'll fucking buy it. My dilapidated boots.
It was like, see when they done the little Jimmy gimmick?
Do you know what I want a wee bobblehead saying you're Benjamin.
Yes, I swear to God, if this happens, Monday night, Senior Benjamin better be premiering, or else I'm gonna be pissed.
I hope he changes his name to something ridiculous.
Senior spelled
El
Bergo.
Capitan Pedro.
Oh God.
Really
so it's gotta be delightfully racist yet comedic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Spanish.
And Spanish. Okay.
So you think
his name has to? Screw it. His name has to be Guillermo.
I was going to say, do you think he'll be the
Come Guillermo, my God.
I was going to say, do you think he'll be the non-union Mexican equivalent of C to direct McMahon's movie?
American equivalent, Mr. Ben.
Fuck's sake, this is brilliant. Thank you, Gun. I'm going to take another call, dude. Thank you again for calling in.
Thanks, man, and thanks for the graphics.
No problem.
Thanks again, Gun. Love them.
See you later. Thanks, what?
And we also have another caller, and we'll bring him in. Joining us, we have the host of the Haunted Podcast, Formo. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Formo.
How's it going?
Oh,
excellent.
He forgot to unmute.
Haunted, like a motherfucker.
You're really low, man.
Are you really far away?
You
sound really far away.
You're really low, Formal. You're really low, dude.
Well, this dead air's pleasing.
You're so mean. I love Formal. He's usually so on point.
I'm sure he's been on point. He's just doing it from a distance.
Is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you, Formal. On you go.
Okay. You know what happens? You know what happens when I get pushed aside for gun cannon?
Tell us, Formal.
We just made the list.
Oh, so we've made the list. What do you think of Payback, dude?
I think it's gonna be awful.
Yep.
I mean, there's been absolute no build to it.
What's really stressing me out is the fact that all of the championships, or the WWE one isn't on it anymore, but like all of the main guys' championships, apart from, are from SmackDown, and it's meant to be a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Yet there's how many people for SmackDown on it?
Aye, exactly. 2.
To-
Out of your 7 matches, one of which is on the pre-show, so it's just a joke. Like, I feel as if. Oh, sorry for letting you go.
Yeah, when did they change it to non-title?
The,
2 weeks ago, was it?
they
They
kind
done it on the sly,
they
just
done
Aye,
like
they just
yeah.
only in WWE.com, and then it was only addressed on TV on Raw this week.
Did they actually say it on Raw this week? I must have missed
No, it was just when they had the match card up and they were talking
they-
about it.
yeah,
It
they
didn't have any mention of the WWE title.
They kind of done it in the sly. Then then it made sense of Jinder Mahal stealing the title.
Well,
Aye.
true. But I feel as if they only done that because it's not going to be a title match and they want it not to be a
It's
which
very
might go
strange.
towards Bray winning, but I don't think that's my match, so I don't care.
Any other wrestler was involved. Any other wrestler Randy was up against, and I would say he's been moved to that show. He's definitely going to get the win to push him off on the right foot into his first feud with whoever. But because it's Bray, and also because they pushed so hard that this is his match, he's going to do this. Randy can't overcome this.
True.
Well,
Aye.
he can because he does every time because Bray Wyatt hardly ever fucking wins.
But isn't the Universal title on Raw? If
Yes, but
Yeah, but
there's
Brock
been
Lesnar's-
no mention of it at all because Brock's not there. No one even so much as threatening when such and such comes back, I want that title. No, they've just dropped talking about it.
Well, the only
It's
thing
bizarre.
they done was Paul Heyman spoke about wanting Roman because they two bet the streak, but then
Yeah.
Braun came out, and that's
Yeah.
the only hint we've had towards anything to do with Brock Lesnar going forward.
Yeah, and again, no mention of the title specifically.
No, that's true.
whatever happened to Finn Balor's rematch?
Yes, exactly.
Where did that go? He was your first fucking champion. I don't think £187 Finn Balor in there against Brock Lesnar. I just don't think they
No,
want
wait
to
a
do
wee
it.
second here. Did you watch any of Breaking Ground when it was on the network?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember Daniel Bryan when he appeared on it and he was talking about a style that he developed specifically for fighting Lesnar?
The animal one?
Yes,
Aye.
where you would emphasise being sort of slippery and, approaching it in a really strange way. You could very easily have Finn do something similar because, they'll take the whole demon thing and just have this sort of angle of him basically fucking with
I'm not
Brock's
saying
mind.
it won't work. It's David and Goliath.
Well, exactly,
Even
but
if it
people
would
love
work.
that kind of thing.
And Vince loves it, but I
Especially-
don't know if they're willing to put
Especially
it
Vince, yeah.
on a throwaway pay-per-view like,
No, I
like
would
Payback or
expect it.
something.
And I'm not
What I
kidding
mean-
when I say this. I'm expecting something like that on either SummerSlam or
Ooh, that would be great.
Or Mania. I mean,
no, not Mania. Mania's going to be Roman's.
Roman's match coming up. I just mean like it would be like a higher profile one because
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to throw that away in great
No.
gonads of fucking hotness.
I mean, to put my wee thing in about the Finn Balor thing. I mean, how much does Nakamura weigh?
200? Like low 200? Give me a wee second, I'll Google it.
Because
Nakamura's build
my
weight.
first thing was
Because
200.
Because I
Did that
want.
match with
I-
Lesnar.
Well, I've seen that match and it was shite, so I don't want to see it again.
It was years ago though.
Because I wonder because of
Brock
£229 he's
How-
billed at.
so there's like a £40 there difference. I don't know.
Major.
Nothing major.
Like, in wrestling terms, it's not huge.
you could work something, and
And
especially
also
with,
it helps Brock's not that tall for the kind of guy he's pushed as being, and Naka's like actually about 6'2".
Well,
He's a
he'll be buying the title picture soon anyhow. We just have to get these couple of pay-per-views out of the way. Just make sure he is medically fine.
The problem is, barring someone catching on big time, and then that person who's caught on in turn being someone Vince actually likes, we're probably looking at Brock holding that title to Mania next year.
Well, that's the theory, is that
him and
apparently
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, exactly.
when Brock came in, that's what was pitched to him, that for 4 years he would be pushed as if fucking heel, that he was going to beat The Undertaker, then Roman was going to beat The Undertaker, and then next year at his last WrestleMania, on his contract for the 5 years that he was there, it was going to be, he was going to put Roman there as this monster fucking huge person. So it makes sense.
The only thing that will derail that is if somebody gets over like Daniel Bryan did, and in turn Vince actually wants that person to be there.
Do you think that's why they didn't put AJ there? Because AJ walks out, and that's why Shinsuke's not there as well. They two walk out.
Aye. On the other hand, I'm okay with that. Because that, I mean, that we've got a whole other show with a whole other belt that can be entertaining to us in a way that Raw simply is not.
That's why I was going to agree with you, Martin. If you look at, remember we spoke about prestigious titles. I would rather have AJ Nakamura go for the biggest one. Still is the WWE title, no that Universal belt. No matter how much they build it, because it's on Raw, it's the main belt.
If they had this thing where the WWE belt was the new workers belt, I'd be okay with that. Because that's what the IC belt used to be. Yeah. It was the workers belt. Yeah. And if you're going to have one world title that's based around Raw, which is more of an entertainment brand, and then you've got SmackDown, which is presented as more of a competitive brand where everybody's got a chance, give me your half-hour matches for that title. That'll keep most people happy on that side. And then your average punter, or your not smart, basically, can have Raw.
Well, I say that all the time. My ma has literally started watching wrestling again because I started doing this, as you found out the hard way back. Right. And she started watching Raw. My ma is the most believing in kayfabe thing in the world. Like, she got really annoyed and upset that one night because Batista heel turned on Rey Mysterio, and she thought it was awful because
what he said about Eddie.
Aye, like my ma was hella upset, and I'm sitting at like 13, 14, just like side glancing my ma like, you told me this was fake 7 years ago. Why are you still this upset about this? But she was just so. But my ma will watch Raw, but she won't watch SmackDown because she doesn't like it. So
that's the advantage of what WWE is. There's some, and well, they're working towards having something for everyone.
Sorry, Martin. Formerly, have you got any other questions for Sunday's pay-per-view?
Is there an IC title match?
No, dude.
No, Dean is doing nothing, and I think he's going to walk in. My prediction is for the Miz TV segment, which is the pre-show. It's the Miz interviewing Finn Balor, and basically what happened on Raw for the opening segment, I think is going to happen for this week again. I think Dean's going to walk out and rearrange it into the Ambrose Asylum, and they'll get physical. Dean, like, Finn will probably laugh and walk away, and then on to the next thing. I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Now, the House of Horrors match, I kind of had an idea for it, but it was kind of like the Ambrose or the Asylum match.
Yeah. Just
renamed or whatever. That makes
possibly
sense to me.
It could happen, dude. What?
To be quite honest,
kind of like a Monsters Brawl match again.
Oh, Monsters Ball. Monsters Balls
on fire.
Basically, the problem right now is, and as we've seen with the sent out to fans a couple of weeks back, WWE don't actually know what the match is going to be. Now, I'm assuming with it being this weekend, they have some kind of plan in place, but this is the same company that, changes things during shows because Vince got bored.
Aye.
So there's really no way of predicting it. I'm still half expecting it to, like... In fact, do you know what? It just popped into my head. Do you guys remember Jeff Jarrett and China in a Good Housekeeping match?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, that, but with more fire around it.
So why is there fire? Just because?
That's the horror.
Just because
Oh.
I can see.
Also
being,
because Randy set a fire.
See, I think it's going to have something to do with bugs again. Like whether
Oh,
it's
you'll
out in
get
a
that
house.
stupid virtual reality or
Oh, I
augmented
forgot
reality.
to mention this. Totally, that's just popped into my mind. Did you guys read that they're trying to do a hologram thing for this match as well, like a 3D hologram?
Yeah, they've done that before though. Do you remember Hell in a Cell? Ambrose?
Apparently they're trying to put more money into it though, and like try and make it actually look good. And I don't want
It
any
looked
of
good the last time. It was just totally out of place.
That would be kind of out of place.
Well, I'm still trying to get my mind wrapped around that. Like, they've got to do something close to final deletion, but not
Aye,
over the top as
not
final
fine.
deletion.
But that's the thing, is if they're going to take Matt Broken, they've got to do something similar to final deletion.
Well, in
Like,
saying that,
keep it away from that as well.
if they do go that way, then if WWE have bought the rights or will buy the rights to everything associated with the Hardys, then surely they can reference that somehow. Like, not directly say, this is the match that we had in TNA, but like allude to Bray stealing Broken Matt's idea, because personally I can't think of anything that I want to see more right now than Bray Wyatt and Broken Matt going at it in contest to the weirdos.
I totally agree. Like, if they started tweeting like a year ago on Twitter at each other every time by them done something, I've wanted it, and the build's there, and they're no both on the same brand, and we might be getting it needs to happen, but this is the same.
But this could be used as a way of setting that up. So you've got the Hardys finishing off their "we're cheating bastards keep our title" storyline. Matt snaps. Bray's over there finishing off with Finn, but he's ripping off their shtick. So Matt has issue with him. And they just fight to see who the scary one is, essentially.
Who do you think would win that in WWE terms?
Oh, well, that's easy. It's Matt, because he wins matches.
Do you know what really annoyed me as well? Is some that the Hardy Boys wouldn't be throwing fireworks and shit about because they went back to WWE, and I'm like,
I don't think they'd be allowed to do that.
Do you not remember the storyline they done where the fireworks were meant to go off in Jeff's face?
Aye, and it was also originally supposed to be Christian doing that stuff till it leaked. So they changed it to Matt.
I was at that Royal Rumble.
Were you actually? That's insane, Formal.
I literally cried. I saw Matt Hardy hit Jeff Hardy with the chair, and I started crying.
Oh, my childhood was ruined. I loved the Hardy Boys, and that ruined.
Do you know, my childhood was ruined when they two had their match together.
Oh, WrestleMania 25?
No, the one before that. Well, they had a feud before that, and it was shit as well. You think for two guys that have been wrestling since they were early teens and had mostly wrestled each other, they would know how to put on a good match together. But no, not until they threw everything out the window and started using creepy camera cuts and TNA. That's the only time they've had a good match, and it's because they used silly buggering about with the camera.
I don't know, the WrestleMania 25 match, I mean, granted,
I dare you watch it back. It's atrocious.
It's awful. It's an awful match.
Is it really? Cause, like, when I was coming back, that was the
shite.
pay-per-view I came back for. Like, after I took a couple of years off wrestling. And I was like, oh my god, Hardy Boys, yes. And then they were again, oh my god, no. Maybe I was just hyped and...
you're blind.
It's bad, Kirsty. Right,
all I remember for that pay-per-view is Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker.
That's all you need to remember.
That made up for it. But
that made up for everything ever.
Right, atrocious matches they two have.
Right, no, it's alright. Right, Formal, we're going to probably start shutting this up. Thanks for calling in, dude.
Oh, thanks.
No worries.
Thank you.
And when is the next Haunted podcast happening?
We haven't even had the other one uploaded yet.
Is it still getting edited?
Yeah, it's still getting edited.
And that's the one with Seaman from Dead on Dave Productions. I can't wait to hear it, dude.
I'm excited.
backyard wrestling career.
Can't wait! I can't wait to hear it, dude. Let me know as soon as it's up, and I'll let everybody know as well.
He did some stupid shit.
That I wouldn't put it past C-Man, dude. I wouldn't put it past C-Man.
I'll tell you what happened after, if you want. Oh my god, he did stupid stuff.
No worries, Formal. Thank you so much, dude, for calling in.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
See you
dude.
later.
Bye.
Everyone, that is Formal. You catch him in the Haunted Podcast. He's on the list of kick-ass Gaming Fault friends. So, on our live show, we've done our predictions. Well, used to have of this pay-per-view.
Predict it's going to be shite. Is what I do.
It's going to be a hard one to call. I think it might actually turn out to be okay. I think we're just looking at, as soon as you see that card and the way it's laid out, it kind of does dishearten you a bit. But you never know. Maybe they'll fucking do something.
As I say, at least half of the matches I'm interested to watch. Actually, find out what if. The club win on the pre-show, I'll be hyped. That'll be nice. So there is things about it that I'm looking forward to. I think it's the non-titles and the non-Raw exclusives, and just it's a shit show. It always is right after Mania. I expect anything less.
But before we finish up, Martin, I want to
Yes.
give you this wee segment before we obviously.
Of
Do
course,
our
tonight's
outros?
event that made
Yes.
it so bloody late. I went to see Source Wrestling tonight over in Govan.
Mhm.
Now, for you Americans watching, think Compton, but instead of black people shooting each other, it's white people stabbing.
Mhm.
Right?
Very true.
That's Govan. Anyway, the highlight of tonight, which featured many of WWE's UK Championship people, including Tyler Bate, in a cracking main event against, what's the boy's name? Kieran something, sorry. Basically, this Kieran kid was 18, and obviously Tyler is 19. So they put on a proper wrestling clinic. It was great to watch. I had so much fun with it. But my personal favourite match was Joe Coffey against Pete Dunne, who you may remember
that
as the
sounds
evil
amazing.
villain. And the highlight of said match, of many, was when Pete Dunne picked up a kid and proceeded to use said kid as a foreign object to hit Joe Coffey in the head. Then, after putting Coffey down, tried to give the kid a Death Valley driver. And the referee stopped him, but what a pop. And the wee kid was thrilled that he nearly got murdered. Actually thrilled. Oh my God, did you see? It was fantastic. And it was so good to see Pete Dunne in an arena. Well, not even an arena. It was a town hall that size, because that guy is, well, we know where he's going.
Oh,
And
definitely.
he is going to be main event in WWE one day. And I don't mean just the UK. I mean fucking pay-per-views for WWE. He's that
no.
good.
His
And he's
character
still young.
in
He is
wrestling,
fantastic.
it's the length of time he's been wrestling that's why he's so good. He's so smart with everything he does. I've seen him.
It's everything. It's the little mannerisms. He's
Mhm.
got everything down, and it's. I mean, if you're someone who's been watching wrestling a while, the first thing you'll notice is that he takes a lot from Regal when
Yes.
Regal was playing
Aye.
the villain character. And
Yes.
if you're going to steal, you steal from the best. It's
Aye.
that simple. But he was absolutely fantastic, and as much as I enjoyed him on the UK Championship, where he managed the rare thing of being a heel that I actually didn't like. It's a whole other thing seeing him up close. He is just magnificent at his
Godly.
job, and I've spoke about Joe Coffey in the podcast before. You've probably heard his name online. I genuinely have no idea why neither of the US main companies, which I suppose is really Ring of Honor now rather than Impact and that fucking hell. I don't know why Americans have not been trying to grab him, because the guy's excellent.
I might be able to put some a little something on there. He
Go on,
was
then.
obviously Source was my wrestling school when I was going.
Aye.
And Joe Coffey was obviously there. And when I was there, 01 had just contacted him to start going there for like 2 and 3 week tours.
Right.
Good chance he's still booked here in Japan, rather so he might not be able to go anywhere else than us.
The thing is, though, like, I've not even seen anything about him going there. Like, I mean, but everything he's been doing has been UK based in the past. At least the past year.
Aye, at least the past year, I'd say.
And by the way, while we're on the subject, ICW shaking things up big time at Barrymania. We haven't talked about that yet.
Oh my god, how good was that?
Well, we can talk about it another time, because I'm not giving fucking Mark Dallas airtime anyhow.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh.
He was too nice to me on Facebook.
Fuck him. Fuck him. He's not getting airtime.
It wasn't about him anyway.
But
It's just about Joe and Grado.
Aye, that was an incredible moment. His heel turn, Grado's heel turn.
I mean, this is something that Americans might not be able to comprehend. They have managed over the past 4 or 5 months to convincingly turn Grado, put little seeds here and there for it, and he finally turned, and he's getting booed out the building, and it's absolutely fantastic.
It was a great moment.
Really is. And Joe Coffey as well, a guy who's like got over on talent alone. I mean, you can cut a promo and all that, but he got over because he's a damn hard worker, and now he's turned and he's their champion.
He's a great worker. I've got so much respect for Joe. Like, every time I know you, again, it's just because they were in my group of guys that were like Viper and Nikki, and obviously Damo, main trainer. Joe wasn't really there training. He was just, it was in a gym and it had a ring, and I think Joe was more showing up to help out when was needed, because he was already working and gone to Japan and stuff. But he always put time in the ring, which I always really, really respect. Is when people are already good. Kyle O'Reilly's another one who make time to make sure they keep training, because they're only going to get better. And just mad respect to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anyway, that was all. You can wrap it up now, son.
Let's wrap this up. Everyone, as you know, go to the Gaming Fault's best friends list, or the Kick-Ass Friends. You see Real Talk Metaphor Messiah. He has dropped his new single, War Games. It is excellent. Check it out. It is really fantastic. Please check out Gun Cannon. If you need stuff for Twitch, YouTube, streams, anything, please hit him up. Look at what he's done for the channel. Look at the amazing Smacked Up Live image you see. This is fantastic. Please hit him up. Also, we had Formo on from the Haunted Podcast. Also, if you're living in the UK, and I think now, is it going to New Zealand and Australia? I think there's parts of Europe as well. WrestleCrate.co.uk has got an item from Kenny Omega in it. He's back. Kenny Omega's back in WrestleCrate.co.uk. Nobody knows what it is yet. So if you look... that's it. Nobody knows what it is yet. And like Kirsty, who is... She's
a bum here.
She's getting...
Spoilers.
She's getting her crate. Use the promo code DeadOnDave. You've seen it flashing up on the screen. Use DeadOnDave from Dead on Dave Productions, our good friend. You save 10% on your first order, and next month is the Kenny Omega one. I don't know when the orders are stopped taking, so be sure to do it really quick before the end of the month.
The 12th.
Is it the 12th?
It is the 12th at midnight, going into the 13th. So we've got about 2 weeks left, guys, to order it.
And use that code, save yourself a nice 10%. So, we'll be back Monday. Times for the show from now on will be, if you're in the UK, it'll be 10:15 or 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be from the Monday, just because of the reaction from the pay-per-view. But every Wednesday, that'll be the normal time. The pay-per-views, we'll do our predictions on the Friday, and we'll do our reactions at the same time. So you get to hear our sexy voices at night, and a lot more now, because that's the pay-per-views now starting to catch back up.
Yeah.
So to finish it off, I've been Will.
And I've been Kirsty.
And I've been working on a series of names for future WWE pay-per-views. Solo featuring WWE first annual Zach Gowen one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. WWE, the dogs are in the enclosed pool area.
Oh wow.
Let's see what else. I've got just a little list of really bad, horrible things. WWE anal bleeding.
Because they don't need to be PG anymore, apparently, so it's fine.
Well, exactly. If the balls are out, anything goes. Which is why this Sunday at WWE Gang Rape, I'm going to win.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Wow.
It's that bad.
On that note,
Vince's
folks.
Vince's fault.
On that note, folks, we'll catch you on Monday night. Thank you for listening once again.
Bye.
Ta-ta.